The sun rises over the high ridges of the Balkan Mountains. A thin mist clings to the rocky slopes, and the forested valleys below conceal the silent footprints of a people whose story has been mostly forgotten. We are in the land that ancient writers called Thrace, and the people who lived here. The Thracians were once among the most formidable warrior cultures of the ancient world. Yet their voices echo faintly in history. This is their untold story. The Thracians inhabited a vast region in southeastern Europe, modern-day Bulgaria, northeastern Greece, and the European part of Turkey between the Balkan Mountains, the Aegean Sea, and the Black Sea. Their origins are lost in the mists of time, emerging from Bronze Age roots, mixing with local tribes and the sweeping tides of Indo-European migrations. From the first moment the Greeks encountered them, the Thracians left an impression. Fierce horse riders, gold-adorned nobles, and tribes that lived by their own code of honor and war. Imagine the war horse snorting at the break of dawn, its polished harness catching the new light. The Thracian elite were masters of the horse, adept at rapid raids, woodland ambushes, and the open plain. Greek poets knew them as wild, barbaric, but also as worthy adversaries. They were both admired and feared for their courage, feared for their unpredictability. Many of their own writings are lost. What remains are tombs, artifacts, metalwork, and the words of their neighbors. As one historian once said, they built for eternity, but they lived in the moment. The story begins in the era when bronze was replaced by iron, when the forested ridges of Thrace hid mines of gold and silver that glinted like promise beneath the earth. In the region near the Black Sea, archaeologists have found gold objects dating back to the 5th millennium before Christ among the oldest metal treasures in Europe, a prelude to the golden heritage of the Thracians. By the 7th century BC, the Thracian tribes were well established, but they were not a unified empire. Rather, dozens of tribes with separate leaders, nobles, and warrior bands. Greek historians counted anywhere between 20 and 80 distinct Thracian tribes. Their lands were both isolated in mountainous terrain and yet open to the influences of the Greeks, Persians, and later Macedonians. In that era, the Thracians carved out hill forts, built rocky tombs, harnessed their metalwork, and worshipped gods deeply connected to nature, rivers, caves, forests, and mountain peaks. The Greek historian Herodotus wrote of a tribe called the Satrae, who lived in such mountains, excellent warriors and never conquered. Their strength came from their fierce independence and from the land itself. The wealth of Thrace, its metal ores, timber, horses, and fertile soil, became both a blessing and a curse. The Thracians mined copper, silver, and gold. Their jewelry, armor, and drinking vessels rivaled the artistry of the Greeks. They were not mere barbarians, but masters of craftsmanship. Warriors on horseback with long curved swords and heavy shields. Nobles wearing gold wreaths and intricate armor. Tribal councils gathered on open hillsides. Feasts of wine and barley beer under the stars. This was the life of Thrace. Their strength lay both in their weapon and their terrain. The forests and high hills made unified rule difficult. Yet one Greek historian noted, if they were ever united under one ruler, they would be invincible. But unity was rare. Into this world rode the great powers of the age. The Persian Empire under Darius the Great expanded into Thrace. Greek colonists founded cities along its coasts. Later, Macedon under Philip II and his son Alexander the Great turned their gaze toward the Thracian lands. The Thracians fought them, traded with them, and sometimes served in their armies. Out of this chaos emerged a kingdom, the Odrysian Kingdom. Around the 5th century BC, it was the first major attempt to unite the Thracian tribes under one banner. Their kings ruled from strongholds, collected tribute, and played a role in the political games between Greece and Persia. Yet even this unity was fragile and short. Powerful neighbors pressed in. The Macedonians absorbed much of Thrace in the 4th century BC, and soon after came the rising power of Rome. During the centuries that followed, the Thracians became both enemies and allies to Rome. Fiery mercenaries known for their skill in cavalry and guerrilla warfare. Some served in the very legions that conquered their lands. As Rome expanded, The old Thracian tribes were slowly drawn into the empire. Roman law, trade, and culture transformed their world. The rugged warrior people became farmers, miners, and soldiers of Rome. Their language faded, their gods were merged with Roman ones. By the 1st century AD, the Thracian identity had all but disappeared into the mosaic of the empire. But while the people vanished from history, their treasures did not. Across Bulgaria and the Balkans, archaeologists have unearthed magnificent Thracian tombs, royal mounds containing gold masks, armor, and intricate vessels. The tomb of King Sutus III stands as one of the grandest examples. Inside lay a bronze head sculpted with lifelike precision, golden cups, and weaponry. These were not the works of barbarians, but of a refined civilization that honored its dead with splendor. The Thracians believed deeply in life after death. They built burial mounds as gateways to the next world. Horses were sacrificed to carry their masters into eternity. They celebrated death as a continuation of the journey and mourned birth as the beginning of human suffering. Their ceremonies were filled with music, wine, and ritual. The tombs tell their story of courage, wealth, and mystery. The Thracians were masters of metalwork. Their goldsmiths produced breathtaking artifacts, rhytons shaped like lions and eagles, bracelets coiled like serpents, helmets embossed with gods and beasts. Even today, these treasures shimmer in museums, silent witnesses to a forgotten power. The question remains, how did such a rich culture vanish? Geography played its part. Thrace was a land of mountains and valleys, making central rule nearly impossible. Tribal rivalries fractured their strength. Surrounded by powerful empires, Persia, Macedon, Rome, they were repeatedly conquered, absorbed, and transformed. But perhaps, in a way, they never truly disappeared. Their bloodline continued through the centuries, merging with the peoples who came after the Byzantines. The Slavs, the Bulgarians, the spirit of Thrace lived on in the land itself. Picture a Thracian warrior standing at dawn atop a rocky peak, looking down at the mist-covered valleys, a bronze sword at his side, an eagle circling above. His people are scattered, his gods fading, yet his spirit endures, proud, untamed, eternal. The Thracians remind us that history is not written only by empires. It is also shaped by those who fought from the shadows, the mountain tribes, the borderland warriors, the hidden nations whose names are whispered by the wind. They were a people between worlds, between Greece and Persia, East-West civilization and wilderness. And though their voices are faint, their story still beats beneath the soil of the Balkans. When you walk through those valleys today, when you stand before the ancient mounds, you stand where they once feasted, fought, and dreamed. The earth beneath your feet holds their memory. You can almost hear the echo of horses, the clash of swords, the song of a forgotten tongue. This is the story of the Hidden Warriors of Thrace, the untold story of the forgotten empire that lived between legends. Let their memory rise again. Let their courage and art remind us that greatness is not measured by empires, but by endurance. For in the silence of their tombs, the Thracians still speak, not in words, but in gold, in stone, and in the whisper of the wind that sweeps the ancient hills of their homeland. They are gone, but not forgotten. They are the hidden warriors of history, the Thracians.